Hi, and welcome to Jingle Rails, the Great Western Adventure at the Eiteljorg Museum of American Indians and Western Art in Indianapolis, Indiana. My name's Alyssa, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of our annual holiday exhibit today. Of course, we won't be able to see everything, so make plans to come and visit in person sometime. Jingle Rails, the Great Western Adventure, is a garden-scale model railroad that winds through a magical landscape that includes Indianapolis and the American West. This wonderland was created by an amazing company called Applied Imagination based in Kentucky. Right now, we've got about 8 trains running through the landscape, and they are utilizing over 1,200 feet of track. Some of those trains, as you'll see, are at eye level, kids' eye level, in fact, and some of them are traveling overhead on trestles around the space. The landscape is made up almost entirely out of natural materials, things like gourds, seeds, nuts, leaves, twigs, acorns, and more. So as we're going through, look around and see if you can identify some of the other materials used to create this amazing landscape. Jingle Rails, the Great Western Adventure, begins in downtown Indianapolis. And we're going to start today with the Eiteljorg Museum here. As you can see, Applied Imagination has even recreated our iconic deer fountain located right in front of the building with natural materials. Um, Other buildings of note, you'll recognize some of these features if you're familiar with our city. The Soldiers and Sailors Monument there is illuminated. Each year around the holidays, that monument is transformed into a giant Christmas tree. Can you see the victory sculpture on top? It's small, but they've recreated that entirely with natural materials as well. So we are going to depart Indianapolis now, and we will check out a few trains along the way. As we walk around the corner, we will stop right up here at Yellowstone National Park, over here in this section. And Yellowstone is located in the northwestern corner of Wyoming and also includes portions of Idaho and Montana. And it encompasses and preserves more than 10,000 hydrothermal features within that national park. Things like hot springs, mud spots, and of course, geysers, which is what you're seeing here with some of the fungus that's been used to create this feature. We've recreated one of those geysers here. Yellowstone has more than 500 geysers within the park. And our recreated geyser here goes off about every 5 minutes or so. And I had hoped we would time it right and be able to see that geyser in action. It's pretty cool, but maybe not today. We'll have to maybe come and see that feature in person. It is really cool when it goes off. It lights up and steam comes out. We're going to go ahead and move along on our journey to Glacier National Park. And here I just want to point out a couple really cool features. This is Charles Russell's cabin. And Charles Russell was a prolific artist in the American West in the late 19th and early 20th century. He created over 2,000 paintings of cowboys, Native Americans, and Western landscapes. And we've got several of his pieces in our Eiteljorg collection. You can come into the building and actually see his work in person. He and his wife, Nancy, had a cabin in northwestern Montana and a fantastic view of Glacier National Park. So just wanted to point out his cabin here that's been recreated, and you can see his tiny easel. How cool is that? But that cabin had fantastic views of Glacier National Park. Can you imagine standing out at that easel and taking in that landscape every day? How inspiring. And again, we're coming around to some more features in Glacier National Park. Come and see it in person. Gonna kind of breeze through this section. And see around this on this side, we've got the Hoover Dam here in this feature, and then Las Vegas as well. You have to come in to see those. And then this section of the exhibit is California and features Yosemite National Park. And one of the things that Yosemite is known for are the amazing waterfalls. So you can see that we've recreated one of those waterfalls here. Pretty cool. And then check out some of the detail on the lodge there. Can you figure out what other natural materials have been used to create these features? And one of my favorite features are these amazing hot air balloons. So those represent the International Balloon Festival held each year in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So visitors might just walk by and not notice, but I think they're really cool and add so much ambiance to the exhibit. And this section, we move on from Albuquerque to Aspen, Colorado, a ski resort in Aspen, Colorado, where you can check out this miniature ski lift. Isn't that amazing? I can almost picture myself in one of the little cabins there or one of the carts going up the mountain. Although I've tried skiing a couple times, it wasn't for me. So I would probably be in the lodge next to the fire with a good book. But really amazing, amazing landscape here. All of the detail that applied imagination put into creating all of these elements is just fascinating to me. It looks like on the building there that they cut walnuts into pieces to use as the balcony. Can you identify some of the other elements as we go? And now we're gonna come around the corner to yet another one of my favorites. I know I have a lot. Mesa Verde National Park in the southwestern corner of Colorado. And this one is special to me because I got to spend some time working out there several years ago. Mesa Verde means green table in Spanish. And um, as you can see, when we pan up just a little bit, you can see the green on top and the flat surface of the rock. And um, so the mesa is the flat-topped hill with steep sides. And those steep sides offered protection for native peoples in the area who built elaborate cliff dwellings like this. This one is called Cliff Palace, and it has 150 rooms and 23 kivas. And then just a short jaunt away from Mesa Verde, Grand Canyon in Arizona. If you ever get to see the Grand Canyon in person, I've been lucky enough to see it a couple times. And one of the most amazing features to me is the different layers of color that you can see within the canyon. Can you see how the different rock strata is recreated here with different materials? Pretty amazing. And we are now headed back I know. We have to go back to Indianapolis, but there's still more to see. So we're gonna stop at the Indiana State Fair and the iconic Normandy barn there, but you'll see the Midway, the rides. I love that Ferris wheel with all of the colors lit up. It's just so cool. Then you get your tickets and notice the little food vendor um, enclosures there behind the ticket booth. Just so much detail goes into creating each of these pieces. And again, this video does not do it justice. Come in and see it for yourself. It's really a sight to behold. And back to Indianapolis again, you can see some of the other buildings. There's Union Station there in front of us. And the Soldiers and Sailors Monument back there from a different angle. And Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Indianapolis Colts football team. And this building alone, you could spend an hour looking at. It's just so incredibly detailed. Can you imagine all of the work that went into this? It can take applied imagination artists months just to create one building, and I'm sure this one took months. We're exiting that room, and our final stop today is going to be the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Have you visited the Speedway before? If so, you might recognize some of the features included within this space. I believe that's the museum, the Motor Speedway Museum, and then there's the pagoda over there. This track actually includes working slot cars that race one another every few minutes. I hope you enjoyed this mini tour of Jingle Rails, and I encourage you to come in and check it out on your own. For more information about Jingle Rails and other Eiteljorg Museum exhibits and programs, visit our website at eiteljorg.org or check us out on social media. Bye for now.